What's up, Titan fans? How we doing? Welcome to another episode from the What's Up Titans Fans pod, where we're going to go over the ESPN Power Rankings for all 32 teams. And look, the Tennessee Titans got a win last week in Houston. We got an upset victory. So we're going to be a little higher in the power rankings, where we're typically in the bottom three, because coming into this week, there was five teams with 2 wins on the season, but now we're down to only 3 2-win teams. So now we'll get to go ahead and see where we go. But as you know, people are gathering into the channel, as we're getting the chat built up right now, because we want people commenting in the comment section, let me go ahead and insert the plug. If you're not following me on YouTube, TikTok, and X, make sure to follow me on all 3 platforms. The handle's the same no matter where you go. It's the What's Up Titans Fans pod, where we bring content all throughout the week. I'm talking Monday through Friday. I do pregame videos, postgame videos, and anything else Tennessee Titans related. Just like this right here, these ESPN Power Ranking videos where we're going through all 32 teams. So make sure while you're here, you go ahead and smash that like button, leave some comments, and join in on the conversation, because that's what it's all about, is having a conversation with each and every one of you, baby. Now let's go ahead and hop into things. As you see, we're starting with number 32. And look, the Tennessee Titans, real quick, I just want to say something. The Tennessee Titans, we won last week, and I will never be upset over a win. I know it hurts our draft stock, right? We were gonna be a top 5 draft pick going into last week, because there's 5 teams with 2 wins, so we were gonna be top 5. We got a dub. Well, we fell a little bit in the draft order. We're gonna be a little further back. If you look at the website Tankathon right here, it shows the draft order for this upcoming NFL draft. And the Tennessee Titans, we did fall out of the top 5 going into this week, because we got the dub last week over the Houston Texans, which put us at number 6 overall in the draft order. And it might make it to where we lose out on one of these top QBs that we were going to get. If you look at their draft order down here of their projected draft picks, they do have us getting a wide receiver out of Arizona, McMillan. It shows already right off the board Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward getting taken off right away. It doesn't show anything in the top 10 for Quinn Ewers. I didn't pull up the full draft. I'm not sure if they're just not featuring them on here for whatever reason, or if he just dropped that far down in the draft. But anyway, I would never be upset over a win. We are here to win. We don't want to lose. It may have affected our draft stock order, but we'll see where we are in these power rankings. Like I said, we're typically down at the bottom, but sitting at number 32 is none other than the New York Giants, who got dominated by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-7. And if you watched my weekly picks, I had this game going as my upset of the week. I didn't even pick the Tennessee Titans to upset the Houston Texans. No, I thought the Giants, they had a QB change. I was like, maybe he'll come out there, do something different. We got Tommy DeVito, baby. But no, they ended up getting blown out. He did not look good. The O-line for the Giants was too bad. It doesn't matter. You have Danny Dimes back there, Drew Lock, which, he came in briefly, or Tommy DeVito. It don't matter. They're horrible. They're atrocious. They are 2-9. And look, their offensive ranking in the NFL is sitting at 31. Their defensive ranking all the way at the bottom, 27. Special teams, 31. Probably if you're looking at special teams, the only team probably behind them is the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. I haven't looked. But, the Tennessee Titans are atrocious on special teams. But yes, they did drop from 31 from last week down to 32 with the blowout from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby. Now let's go ahead, see who's at 31. None other than another 2-win team. We're talking the 2-9 Las Vegas Raiders. They lost to the Broncos 29-19, but they still went up in the rankings even with their loss. They just swapped places with the New York Giants from last week, up from 32 to 31. Offense ranked number 29, defense number 23, and special teams is actually really high. They're number 3, currently. Oh, we got a comment right here talking about, okay. I see. I ain't going to read all that, but appreciate the comment, guy. Go ahead, send that like and subscribe. Go ahead and do all that, brother. Next, go ahead. Let's go up to number 30, the Jacksonville Jaguars, sitting at number 30. They had a bye week. They ended up not winning, losing, nothing like that. So they stayed exactly the same in the rankings. Sometimes teams, they may drop, or rise on a bye week depending on the players or team around them. But, they're the last 2-win team in the NFL. There was 3 of them. We just went through all 3 2-win teams. They're staying at number 30. They're ranked 27 in offense, 30 defense, and 8 in special teams. Go ahead, move on to number 29, the New York Jets, which is our first 3-win team in the power rankings. They had a bye as well, but even like I said, they had a bye, but they dropped in the power rankings. They went from 27 to 29, losing 2 spots because a couple other 3-win teams have now entered the area. They have competition now with 3 wins. But yes, they are now ranked 19 in offense, 16 defense, 16 special teams. What a fall off for the New York Jets. We thought Aaron Rodgers, was going to come in, do something. He got there last year, got injured immediately. This year was going to be his coming out. We had Devontae Adams traded to him. They haven't stepped up. We haven't seen anything from their 3-8 on the season. At 29, the Carolina Panthers. They're starting to move up in the power rankings. They were number 32 for probably like 7 weeks, sitting dead last in the league. But now they're starting to move up in the power rankings. They did drop a little bit from 26 to 28 because they lost to the Chiefs, but they put up a fight against them boys. They lost 30 to 27. Bryce Young is looking like he's finally starting to come out. It took him a season and a half, but he's finally starting to look pretty decent. His offensive ranking is at 26, defense 32, special teams 21. All right, chat, go ahead and leave some comments down below to let me know who you waiting for. Who is your team? Are you a Tennessee Titans fan or what? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button. It gets more people in on the channel. It helps the algorithm out, helps your boy out. And I appreciate y'all being here watching the show. Moving on, 27. It's the New England Patriots, 3-9, another 3-win team. They lost to the Dolphins, 34-15. Drake May, we thought he was going to come in, change things around. It's not really working for him. But they dropped from 25 to 27. Their offensive rank is basically at the bottom, number 30. Defensive rank, they're right there with it, 31. They're basically even across the board. Their special teams is number 2, though. Number 2 special teams in the league. They just got nothing going on offense or defense, either way. So they got blown out 34-15 by the Miami Dolphins. Coming in at 26 is none other than the Tennessee Titans. We got the upset, brother. We got it over the Houston Texans, baby. 32-27. What a game. We moved up in the power rankings from 29 to 26. Our offensive ranking is at 28. They're starting to look a little better. Turnovers are starting to happen less. Will Levis looks like he's developing as a player. If he keeps going up, and we start winning some games, maybe, just maybe, they'll keep him next year and let him continue to be the starter. But, he had a very, very rough start to the season, chat. But, yeah, offensive ranking, 28, defensive, 19. Defense looking pretty good. They've been pretty good all season, especially in the yards department. We just don't get turnovers. We rarely get turnovers. Last week, against the Texans, we got some turnovers. That's what made the difference, was those turnovers and that safety at the end of the game. We needed that so bad. But the special teams, 28. I'm surprised we're not 32. Our special teams is atrocious, right? Besides the kicking. If you're talking about kicking, our field goal team's pretty good. But if you're talking anything else like kick coverage, punt coverage, kick return, punt return, any of that stuff, it is bad. And then what we've had 2 locked punts, at the week 1 of the season, it's been bad for our special teams. And somehow we still got the same special teams coordinator. I don't understand, chat. I don't understand. But let's go ahead, move on from the Titans. We got the Cleveland Browns, another 3-win team. Even though they beat the Steelers 24-19, they're sitting at only 25. They went up from 28. They had the big snow game, right? The Snow Bowl last Thursday. But yeah, their offensive rank is at 23. Defense is number 8 in the league. Special teams sitting at 11. And boy, Jameis Winston, what a dog, what a character, best character in the NFL. We gotta love everything about Jameis Winston. You want them to do better because Jameis Winston. Obviously, when they had Deshaun Watson, we're like, oh no, we don't want the Browns to do well. But they got Jameis Winston. He's been awesome. Love that guy. I wouldn't mind him being a Tennessee Titan, out there with Levis as a backup, or maybe potential starter. Depends on how Levis is playing, right? Next, we got the Cowboys. Hey, they seem to be doing a little better with Dak Prescott out, right? Cooper Rush has come in there. He put up 34 points on the Commanders, got the dub. They're now 4-7. They stayed the same in the power rankings, though. 24 last week, 24 this week. But look at that offensive ranking, dead last. 32nd in the NFL, and that's with all these weapons. I mean, you think like the Tennessee Titans, right? Our offense, we're sitting at 28, but no, the Cowboys 32, and they got weapons. I mean, CeeDee Lamb and them. I mean, how are they sitting at 32? But yes, defense 21, special teams 4. What a upsetting season for the Dallas Cowboys. I know they always get hype every year from all the ESPN analysts and every single news network out there, but an upsetting season. Hey, it is not your year, for them boys. Next, we got the Chicago Bears, 4-7, sitting at number 23. That's where they were last week, even though they lost to the Vikings in overtime, 30-27. I think the Vikings are clearly the better team. They've done, they have the better record this year, obviously. And the Bears, I don't believe in Caleb Williams, but hey, they still almost got the dub. Their offense is ranked at number 24, defense number 5, and special teams 20. So even if they got the 5th best defense in the league, it don't matter. They're still 4-7. It's tough for them right now in Chicago. The New Orleans Saints, they didn't even play last week, but they just have this crazy this crazy thing about them, right? They started out 2-0. They looked dominating. They were blowing teams out the water, right? They were scoring 40 points a game those first 2 weeks. Then they lose 7 straight. Massive losing streak, but now they are, on back-to-back wins. It went into a bye week, and their offense sitting at number 16, defense 22, and special teams number 7. And you saw Taysom Hill come out the week before last, before their bye. Taysom Hill looked like a dog, so we just got to figure out their QB situation they have going on down in New Orleans. Sitting at 21 is the Indianapolis Colts, 5-7. I don't believe in the Colts at all, mainly because of Anthony Richardson. He's a horrible QB. He's sitting, 48% completion percentage on the season. Horrible completion percentage, but they lost to the Lions. No one thought they were going to beat the Lions. Lions, the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. But yes, they did drop from 19 to 21. Their offense is ranked 22, defense 20, and the special teams at 13. So we're moving into the top 20. We're sitting here at the Cincinnati Bengals, but real quick, I'm going to go ahead and remind you guys as we enter the top 20, go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead, subscribe, do all that stuff, and leave some comments down below. Get the conversation going. Let me hear your thoughts on your team, where you think they should be ranked, and how they're doing in the power rankings. Let me know, chat. Send it. So we got the Cincinnati Bengals, 4-7, another team on a bye week. There was massive teams on bye weeks this week, it looks like. They went from 20 to 20. They stayed the same. Offense number 10, defense 28, special teams 22. And look, that's just, you can tell just by the rankings of their offense and defense how different the sides of the football are. You see Joe Burrow, he's having an outstanding season on this year. The defense just can't hold their own, making Joe Burrow trying to put up as many points as possible, but it ain't working. It's tough when your defense is that bad. You put up 40 points and still lose. It's insane, right? Next, we got the Los Angeles Rams, 5-6. We're getting, a little further up there. They lost to the Eagles 37-20. No one is expected to beat the Eagles. The Eagles is, one of the better teams in the NFL. They're right there with the Lions and the Chiefs and all them, right? And their roster is so dominant, no one expects the Eagles to lose. But yes, the Rams, they ended up getting that loss. Offense ranked number 12, defense 36, special teams 29. They did drop the 4 spots in the rankings for a game no one expected them to win. They still dropped 4 slots, though. sitting at 18. The Niners, man, you look at their injury report on the year, it is insane. They would have like 11 or 12 guys injured right now. It seems like their entire team's injured. They got star players. Bosa's injured, Purdy's injured. Like, it seems like everybody on their team is injured, but they lost to the Packers 38-10. Hey, at least they didn't get completely blown. I mean, that's a blowout, but it could have been worse. It could have been like the Titans versus the Lions, right? It could have been a blowout like that where they put up 50 points. But no, they didn't stop it from being an extreme blowout, but they still dropped in the power rankings 13-18. It's going to keep happening if they keep staying this injury prone. It is tough to play in the NFL with just backups. Trust me. This is coming from a Titans fan where they led the team in injuries for back-to-back years. It is wild sometimes how you get the injury bug and it just stays with you all season long. But their offense went from is number 8, defense 11, special teams 32. They got the worst special teams in the league. 17, the Miami Dolphins. They're 5-6 on the year. They beat the Patriots, who's a scrub team. They beat them 34-15. They went up from 21 to 27 in the power rankings. Tua is coming in here getting some dubs. The offense is ranked number 17. Defense is 13. Special teams is 26. Oh, yeah, we got a little comment in there real quick. Hey, I appreciate the comment. Don't know what all it means, but hey, I appreciate it. Sending the love back. Going for it. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons sitting at 16. They are 6-5. They had a bye week. They did go up in the power rankings by doing absolutely nothing. They're kind of a disappointment, right? We thought the Atlanta Falcons at the beginning of the season was going to run away with the division, or at least be up there. It was going to be like them or the Bucs. They're going to, separate themselves from the Saints and the Panthers, but they're only really just a couple games behind these boys, right? The Panthers have 3 wins on the season. The Saints have 4 wins now, so it is what it is. They're only a couple games ahead, but they're still behind the Buccaneers. So, but yeah, offense 13, defense 25, special teams 15. Let's go ahead and get to number 15, which is their rival that we were just talking about, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And chat, I will be at their game this weekend. I am not a Bucs fan. I'm not a Panthers fan, but I live, close enough to them to where it's only a couple-hour drive. I got a buddy who is a huge Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, so I'm going to head up there with him this weekend. We're going to watch the Bucs game. I'm going to be the one guy at the stadium with my Tennessee Titans jersey on. You're gonna see me. If the camera pans out, you're gonna see a Titans fan at the game. That's gonna be me, and we'll get to see the Tampa Bay probably beat up on the Panthers this Sunday. But yes, they beat the Giants 30-7. They are 5-6. The Giants trash. They showed it the week that just happened. They went up in the power rankings from 18 to 15. Their offensive ranking is 6, defense 24, special teams 12. Look at that offense, 6. Baker is having an outstanding season. Look, he was there doing the Tommy DeVito, baby. He was doing it in the end zone, showing homage, as he said. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, they lost to the Seahawks 16-6. They're 6-5 on the year. And, I know it's kind of up and down in the second part of the season for Kyler Murray. I feel like they should have beat the Seahawks, but they didn't get it. Offense is ranked number 11. Defense 18. Special teams 27. I did have them pick winning against the Seahawks. The Seahawks, I don't know. I don't believe in Geno Smith, all right? But right above them, as you see in the power rankings, is the Seahawks, right? They're now above them. Last week, they were below. They were ranked 16. Cardinals 11 this week. They're above them because they jumped from 16 up to 13. And they won 16-6. But their offense is at 21. Like I said, I don't believe in Geno Smith. Defense 17 and special teams 24 for them Seattle Seahawks. Next, we got the Houston Texans, the boys we beat last week, right? We took it long. We took it out to the end of the game. We won, got the safety on them, was able to get the onside kick. He said, you don't believe in Geno Smith, but he don't even got a good team around him. Yeah, true. I mean, you're right, but I don't believe in him. I never did. I didn't believe in him when he was in New York. I don't believe in him now. He had that good comeback year, last year or the year before he came back. People started getting the hype around him, but now he's back to just average Geno, right? But, yeah, I appreciate the comment, though. Keep them coming. Houston Texans 7-5. Look, they lost to us, and they didn't even move in the power rankings. They stayed where they are at number 12, even though we beat them. No one expected us to get the upset, but their offense is ranked at number 18, defense 6, special teams 10, and then with their quarterback, C.J. Stroud, right? He's starting to fall off a little bit in the second part of the year. He came in strong. Their first 5 games when they were 5-0, he looked good. But as the season progresses, he's starting to kind of fizzle out a little bit. Even though last year was an outstanding, he was rookie of the year type season last year. This year it started that way the first 5 games, but he's starting to fizzle out. But we did have some luck, as they're talking about right here. Their kicker Fairbairn, he did set the record for the most 50-yard plus field goals, sitting at 12. But then guess what? He missed the chip shot 29-yard field goal. And we got some more comments that, right, any QB that goes to the Jets don't do nothing. Yeah, you see that with Aaron Rodgers. But, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, tough season. Sam Darnold, he's out of there. Look at him. He's doing pretty decent now. So we'll see. We haven't seen Wilson, do anything elsewhere yet. But it is tough in New York. Yeah, it does suck when you are a Jet. Don't go drafted to the Jets. It's almost like Tennessee on wide receivers, right? If you're a wide receiver in Tennessee, you're probably not going to do nothing unless you're A.J. Brown. Oh, we got Spooderman in the building. He said, I believe that without Aaron Rodgers, they would do way worse. You're probably right. Aaron Rodgers, he's a legend. He's all-time great QB. He's doing what he can. But, they do have some weapons. They have Wilson at wide receiver. They got Adams at wide receiver. They have some weapons. They're just not performing. So it is what it is with the Jets. But the Commanders, man, who would have thought they were going to lose to the Cowboys last week, right? Commanders come in. They've been good all season. Jaden Daniels is looking like rookie of the year type player, but they lost to the Cowboys 34-26. They did drop one spot in the power rankings from 10 to 11. That offense is ranked at number 9 in the NFL. Defense back of the pack sitting at 29. Special teams right in the middle at 17, chat. So, look, we're moving into the top 10 real quick. If you're sitting here watching, go ahead, smash the like button. It gets people in here into the channel. Keep leaving the comments. I appreciate each and every comment. Oh, he said they need a running back. Yeah, they do. They need quite a few things over there in New York, right? Then we got the Denver Broncos. We're finally into the top 10, chat. The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix. He's another one. It's going to be between him and Jaden Daniels, right, for Rookie of the Year this year. Because the Denver Broncos, they're looking good. No one thought this with Bo Nix, right? He was the old man of the draft. He spent like 6 years in college football, but he got drafted to the Denver Broncos. Everyone was like, no, he shouldn't have. He got drafted too high. He shouldn't even be in the NFL. But they beat the Raiders 29-19. They went up in the power rankings from 14 to now being a top 10 team at number 10. Their offense is 25, defense 7, special teams number 5. Yeah, then we got some more comments. We got Angel again. She said, yeah, definitely that game was crazy. I think that's the game of the year. Yeah, there's been a few of them, I think for the Titans, it was this game that just happened, against the Texans. I did like last Thursday with the Browns and the Steelers. What a game, for the snow game. That was outstanding. Next, we got the Chargers, 7-4, sitting at number 9. They lost to the Ravens 30-23, 7-4. They were number 9 last week. They're still sitting at number 9, even though they lost to the Ravens. And I was hoping they would beat the Ravens. If I hate the Ravens on this channel. I'm a Titans fan. They sat there and they got on our 50-yard logo and they were scruffing it up with their cleats. The history goes way back. It's further than just a couple years ago. I'm talking about the Eddie George, Ray Lewis days. We hate the Ravens. Don't want anything to do with them. We hope they lose every single game. But we do want Derrick Henry to do outstanding. But they're sitting in the middle of the pack everywhere, right? Ranked 15 offense, 15 defense, and 14 special teams. So they're right there in the middle, average team, offense, defense, and special teams. Justin Herbert needs more weapons from all those drops in that game. Yeah, Justin Herbert going into the game was doing outstanding. I know he doesn't have a ton of touchdowns on the year, but I think going into the game he had like 13 touchdowns and 1 interception or something like that. He's been, with the hardball offense, he's not demanding a lot out of Herbert. They are running the ball more. So he's not, doing like before where he would throw like 40-something touchdowns in a season, but also throw like 15, 20 picks. So it's much more conservative, He said, are you definitely right? I forgot about that one. That was like a movie. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was insane. Moving on to number 8 is the team we hate on this channel, the Baltimore Ravens, right? They beat the Chargers, we just talked about, 30-23. They did go down in the rankings. Even though they got the dub, they went from 7 to 8. Offensive ranking, number 1. Hey, once again, Derrick Henry, he had another 100-yard game. I think it was like close to like 150 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson's always looking outstanding. They have the great, outstanding offense. Defense, 14. Special teams, 23. And that's even when they have Justin Tucker out there, who's typically the best kicker in the league, but not this year. They're saying it's his worst season. Look, he's at 17 of 23 field goal attempts on the season, when normally Justin Tucker's automatic. What's going on with that man? He said, I don't like it no more, bro. That's my team. Oh, yeah, hey. I love the fans. Don't like the team. I don't like them. It goes way back. I can't mess with the Ravens, chat. Can't mess with the Ravens. But next, we're talking about them Steel Boys, right? Them Steel Boys, 8-3. They lost to the Browns, which, hey, the Browns, I love their quarterback. Jameis Winston, best character in the NFL, but they lost to him, 24-19. Glad Jameis got the win, but I like the Steelers. I like the way they do. They did drop in the rankings from 5 to 7. Offensive ranking was 20. Defense number 3 in the league. Special teams sitting at number 9. Hey, Spooderman said, as a Bengals fan, I hate the Ravens. See, me and Spooderman, we got that connection, brother. He said, Justin Herbert don't got no good receivers. Yep. And then he said, go Ravens. Oh, man, you made me say it. I tell you, I read every single comment. And unfortunately, I had to say those words out of my mouth. So don't appreciate that. Okay, now we got the Green Bay Packers sitting at 8-3, number 6 on the power rankings. They beat the 49ers, beat the doors off 38-10. They went up from 8 to 6. Offensive rankings number 4, defense is number 9, special teams is number 6. Now, when we played them, we didn't get to see the full Jordan Love effect, but we got to see how their coach handled Malik Willis being in the game. And Malik Willis, when he came in, man, they built an offense around the man. He looked good. Their coach is, hey, he's good. He can adapt to who he has, and it's showing. They're sitting at 8-3 for the season, the Green Bay Packers. The Minnesota Vikings, the team no one expected to be this good coming into the season, right? I mean, they drafted J.J. McCarthy. He got hurt before the season even began. They have Sam Darnold, who had a disastrous career in New York. This man comes in. They're now sitting at 9-2. Sam Darnold's looking good on the season. His best year of his career. They beat the Bears 30-27 in overtime. They move up in the power rankings from 6 to 5. That offense is sitting at number 14, middle of the pack, but defense is number 1 in the league. Special teams way back there at number 30, though. Hey, good for the Minnesota Vikings. Glad Sam Darnold's getting to resurrect his career, as a Viking. Then next, we got the Buffalo Bills, 9-2. They had a bye week. The week before, though, they beat the Chiefs, right? They finally got that. The Chiefs finally got their first loss of the season against the Bills. But, yes, they went from 3 to 4. That offense is number 3 in the league. Defense, 10. Special teams at number 18. Yeah, they're going to be a playoff contender, obviously, a Super Bowl contender for the Buffalo Bills. And that's how all these top 5 teams are going to be right now. The Philadelphia Eagles, they probably have the best roster on paper in the NFL. I mean, you're talking, Jalen Hurts. They got Smith, A.J. Brown. They got Shaquan Barkley. That offense is so stacked in Philly. You never expect them to lose a game all season. It's going to be hard between them and the Lions for who's going to end up winning the Super Bowl, right? For who's going to eventually make it there, because they're both NFC teams. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be one of them, probably against the Chiefs, going for the Super Bowl, or maybe the Bills. It's going to be one of these teams, unless there's some crazy upset that happens. But the Philadelphia Eagles are just too good, sitting at 9-2. They did jump up from 4 to 3. Offense is number 7, defense number 4, special teams at number 19. He said, yeah, just hope they win one playoff game. Oh, which one are you talking about? You talking about the Bills that we were just talking about? Or are you talking about the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know, Spooter Man. Next, sitting at number 2. Oh, he's talking about the Bills. Oh, yeah. We'll see how they do. Typically, the Bills, they go to the playoffs, and then they lose to the Chiefs normally, and the Chiefs go on and do great things, right? But speaking of the Chiefs, here they are sitting at 10-1. Only one loss on the season. It was to those Buffalo Bills, right? But they beat the Panthers, barely beat the Panthers, 30-27. They were number 2 last week, still sitting at number 2. Offense is number 5 in the league, which is crazy because you figure Patrick Mahomes, they'd always be number 1. But no, they're sitting at number 5, defense 12, special teams 25, back of the pack. Now, for the number 1 team in the NFL is, of course, the Detroit Lions. They're dominating every single team they beat. Like right here, this domination where they was 24-6, that's actually small for them because they seem to blow teams out the water, right? Especially the AFC South. When you're talking about they put up 50 points or whatever on us. They put up 50 points on the Jags. They seem to be destroying the AFC South. They're showing no mercy on us. Well, a little bit of mercy because when they played us, they could have been 70 points and they stopped at 52. So, yeah, the Detroit Lions 10-1. They were 1 last week. They're still sitting at number 1. Their offense is number 2 in the league. Defense number 2 in the league. Special teams number 1. That is insane numbers right there, chat. Let's see. We got another comment. To be honest, I think they will win the Super Bowl this year. The Giants gave a free Super Bowl to the Eagles. Yeah, you must be talking about the Bills. You got the Bills for the Super Bowl this year. I'm assuming, unless you're talking about the Lions, who we're talking about currently. I don't know. But yes, the Lions, they definitely have a high chance, to make the Super Bowl. They're looking like the number 1 team. Granted, they are versing the AFC South. For their AFC teams, they're versing this year. Oh, you're talking about the Eagles. Okay. Yeah, the Eagles, all these teams have a chance. The Lions, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Bills, even the Vikings. But the Vikings is probably the least of those 4. These 4 right here are just dominating the NFL, But so, the Chiefs, they are 10-1, but a lot of their games are much closer than the other teams, right? The Chiefs are getting wins, but a lot of their wins are pretty close. We've seen it all throughout the season, but they do find a way to win. Whereas these other teams, especially the Lions, are just blowing teams out where it's not even close. But that's why they have the number 2 offense, number 2 defense, and number 1 special teams ranking in the NFL, which is insane. But that's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode for the ESPN Power Rankings. Like I said, go ahead, go like the channel, subscribe, do all that stuff out. It helps your boy out. I post videos every single week, all throughout the week, Monday through Friday, So just make sure to go do all that. I know this Sunday, whenever I normally do a pregame video right before the game, giving some raw thoughts. And then I also do like a halftime report. But it's not happening this week because, like I said, I will be at the Buccaneers Panthers game this weekend to watch that game with a buddy of mine who's going up there, one of my longtime friends. Like I said, he's a Bucs fan, so I'm going to go with him to the game. So I'll be enjoying that, and I'll watch the Titans game, before, because the Bucs game starts at like 4:25 or something like that, where the Titans have a 1 o'clock game. So I'll still be able to watch the Titans play, but I'll be at the Bucs game for the day. But anyway, go ahead, send all that stuff, send the like, subscribe, everything like that. Make sure you leave your comments about your team. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. But yes, go ahead, like, subscribe, and tighten up, baby.